All right, we're live, dude.
Hello, lads, amigos. Welcome
What's
to
up?
another
Cheers.
pod. Cheers. Oh, what do you got? Is that Corona?
Yeah, it's a fucking Corona, man. I think that my Rite Aid is trying to boycott the pod for some reason because they were all out of hay burners. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, I'll have to drink twice as much for you then today.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, perfect.
Mhm.
That's perfect. Fantastic. How you been, man?
I've been great. I've been enjoying this nice weather we're getting. Been trying to be outside, and I've been watching a lot of footy from all around the world. All the leagues are coming to an end. And some South American leagues are, getting to the middle phase. So I'm loving life right now. How about you?
Yeah, same deal. I spent a weekend in Indiana seeing some IndyCar races, which was certainly a little bit different than the game that you and I both love. But you got to expand your horizons in life and try
Yes,
things that you haven't done before, and that's what I did. So I'm in good spirits right now.
that's great. So I got a question for you then about Indy cars, and you're wearing the
Yeah,
French kit today. For the
yeah, I
ones that
am.
are listening on Spotify, can't see. McNutt's got a nice the 2 stars on there, so it's
That's
new.
right. Yeah,
So with we're gonna digress a little bit here, real quick. But
that's
with
okay.
Benzema now being called back to the French national team, right? There were talks early in the World Cup where he was compared himself to an F1 race car, and Giroud is a go kart. And you went to an Indy car race. Which French striker would you say is an Indy car?
Oh wow, that is a really, really good question. Holy shit, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, like you said, to give some background, like Benzema was doing an Instagram live, and people were commenting, and someone joined in and asked him about Giroud. And he was like, in French, basically, he was like, be serious, man. Like, I'm an F1 car, Giroud's a go kart. Let's be honest, and that's all I'll say. Let's move on. And
Right.
to answer your question, which sort of like French striker would I consider a IndyCar, which is weird because IndyCar is kind of like the Walmart version of F1, where it's not that like elite, prestigious
Hmm.
the way F1 is. It's more kind of like a tier below. So that being said, specifically a French striker, maybe like a Lacazette type deal.
I love it.
Shout out to Matt Murray.
An
Um,
Arsenal. Lacazette.
Yeah, he's probably an IndyCar. I think that's fair. I think
That's
that's
fair.
fair.
I like that. I like that a lot. Well, we're here today to talk to you lads, to your amigos, about the Champions League final, the all British Champions League final, which will be, um, if I'm remembering correctly here now, it's the fifth. We're gonna have the fifth English champion in 20 years, in the last 20 years, which it's kind of an interesting number, right? Just
Yeah.
five or four. So we
Yeah.
will see the fifth one. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we're talking about Chelsea, Man City, and the venue was in Istanbul, and it got changed to Porto,
Yep.
Portugal, which is a
See.
green zone for traveling, and they're going to be allowing about 12,000 fans, right? And I gotta ask you, that's gonna have a little effect on the players, you would think,
For
right?
sure.
I mean, we even have the Man City owner offering to pay some of the tickets, the flights for all of them. What do you think? You think the City fans are going to show up, all 12 of them?
I think maybe not all 12 will make it, but at least maybe like half a dozen.
Okay.
And so about six City fans. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, I think it's fantastic. It's going to be great to have the fans back in the stadium, especially for a match like a Champions League final. And yeah, as you said, moving to Portugal, and it's a beautiful stadium they got there. We got to see Porto make quite a run, so definitely familiar with how the stadium looks. And as far as having an effect on teams, even this past weekend in the Prem, they had about 10,000. For example, during the Manchester United match, they had 10,000 fans. And definitely, you could just notice the effect. Like without listening to that stupid fucking crowd noise for the past year and a half or whatever, to actually
Yep.
hear legit stuff, real reactions and swear words and shit. from angry old British men. I missed it, and I think the players did too. I think it would benefit probably Chelsea fans more because they seem to be a more passionate group compared to City fans that seem to be more of a global type of fan base where you don't kind of get that grit the way you would see in like a Chelsea fan.
Right. Yeah, it would have
What do
been
you think?
interesting. It would have been interesting to see if they, instead of Portugal, they sent it to Wembley. You know, they could have easily
Yeah.
done that, and which would have made it traveling a little bit different. But I like that it's a neutral venue where, you know, everybody's traveling and it has that glamour. You know, you're traveling somewhere else for one game. Fine. You know, maybe if
Hmm.
they're playing in England, the atmosphere would be more fansies, but I don't know if that final atmosphere would have been there. At least personally, I don't think so. So I like that
Yeah.
it's in a different place. I feel bad for the people that had plans and then supposed to go see the game. Right, they flipped it on them and everything, but
Hmm.
it looks like Portugal is safer for traveling and everything. So with the fans, with the advantage, I would have to agree. Chelsea, I would think Chelsea would probably have a little bigger fan base. Thiago Silva's wife will probably be in
Oh.
the stands,
Yeah, what's good with
hooting and
her, dude?
hollering.
She's been making the news a lot lately for
Too
like doing
much.
shit. Yeah, tell me about that. Was she doing this at PSG as well?
No, so it all started with she posted a story after Timo Werner missed like a sitter or something. She posted a
So she,
story.
real quick though. So I mean, there's like
Mhm.
15, 20 instances where that has happened this season.
Right, but I don't think I think she had enough. Right, I think it was that 20th
Oh,
one where she's just like, I can't with this guy. So she posted a story and she's speaking Portuguese, and she's saying, what does she say? We need strikers that can score. And
oh,
who is this Werner guy? And like the
no.
way she said Werner kind of sounded like this Portuguese word that means it's verme, which is like just like a leech, like
Like a
something that, you know,
vermin?
that's, yeah, it's like, so she was like calling them out like pretty much, and that kind of made its ways around social media in Brazil. Eventually she posted an apology, and then she posted another story when he scored, like, yeah, I like Werner. And then recently she had one where she was in the stadium learning the Chelsea chants, and I've
Hmm.
had enough. I think
Wow.
everybody's had enough already.
She
And
clout chasing?
I would think, yeah, you could call it that.
She's trying
Definitely.
to boost the followers and then
Yeah. Thiago's getting
wow.
old. He can't play forever, you know.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
uh, but
Smart,
she
good
will
for
be
her.
there. And I think, like you said, more of those. I'm not saying that City, they're probably City fans that are passionate, but I think we're going to see those Chelsea fans represent hard for
Yeah.
them.
As much as I
But
don't
with,
really like Chelsea fans either, they've got like don't they have a history of being like remember they had that racist thing where they
oh yeah,
were freaking out at
they're
some
on the shit
people?
list.
Yeah, they
They're on the
definitely
shit
are.
list for sure. So they got to see them redeem themselves. Maybe they'll clean up after themselves in the stadium, like the Japan fans did in the World
Oh
Cup
yeah.
in Brazil. You know,
Yeah.
just step it up.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I want to bring a little more background for this final.
Yeah.
We are going to have this Spanish ref for this game,
Oh.
Antonio Lajos, 44-year-old Spanish ref. It's going to be his first final as a referee. He was the fourth official in 2019 for the UCL Champions League final. And he's had 6 matches this year in the Champions League. And a little fun fact about him is that he sent off Pep in the second leg of the 2018 quarterfinal loss to Liverpool. So,
Oh.
little bad blood there,
He
you know.
actually has a reputation similar to Mike Dean in the Premier League, where he's one of those refs that also wants to be a star during the game. Like this, he's one of those guys
Okay.
that blows the whistle like fucking as often as he possibly can, and just likes being really like flamboyant and shit with the way he like points and rate like points and shit at people, and he definitely has a reputation for being like that. So it could really add some extra spice to this final, which I didn't know that, but good to know.
Yeah. An all English final with a Spanish ref that likes to be the center of attention with Pep on the sideline. It's I'm hoping to see some drama in there, a little bad blood, maybe fuel up the players a little bit. Which
Hmm.
brings me to a point recently, and I want to know what your thoughts are in this. Oliver Thomas
Sure.
Tuchel was on speaking about after the brawl that they had, the little brawl,
Yep.
Chelsea and Leicester,
Yep.
because they got after the FA Cup final that Leicester beat Chelsea 1-0. There was some locker room shenanigans there. Yeah, the tossing of the crest,
Yep.
and Thomas went on. TT went on to on the presser, and he was like, "I don't like to use vengeance as a motivator because it creates too much energy for the players, and sometimes they overplay, and it's too much. I like to keep good vibes, chill vibes, pretty much 420 Blazer vibes. Just next game. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think coming into a final like that, I would like my players to be fired up, especially if going to be some
Well,
fans.
here's why I think he's saying that is because if you recall, so City beat Chelsea back in January in the Premier League, 3-1, I think. But most recently, Chelsea beat City in the FA Cup semi, 1-0.
Yep, that's
And then
right.
they also just beat Chelsea, or then Chelsea just beat City again in the Prem, in the league. So it's almost as if he's saying that because he doesn't want. If anyone has the revenge story right now, it's the City players because Chelsea has beaten them the last two times they've played. So he's probably being hopeful that there's no revenge because, I mean, Pep's City team definitely doesn't need any extra motivation, in my opinion. So,
Right, they're going for the treble, right?
yeah.
That's something that it's. I mean, if Pep does this, then he's really, you know, he didn't quite. Did he do it in Bayern? He didn't really quite do it at Bayern, right? He didn't get a Champions League over there. So
No, I don't think he
if he
did.
does
Yeah.
it in England, and especially with City, this is a long project coming. It would be great. It's a challenge. Can Chelsea beat City 3 times in a year? Right, a Pep Guardiola team
A Pep
three
treble.
times in 1 year. A
Yeah.
Pep treble. Wow, yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? That's I like that. We gotta make that a hashtag for them if they
Hashtag
do
Pep
win.
treble. Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah,
then
man. Go ahead.
with Chelsea coming in with their recent form, right? They lost the FA Cup final, and then recently, with this, could you be worried? Maybe they're coming in out of form. They weren't in that great form. Well, you've seen Pep rotating the team a little bit
Mm-hmm.
around. He's resting some key guys. Personally, I don't know. I feel like these guys need to be playing, right? You need to keep them sharp, game ready, but you don't want to risk an injury.
Right.
So, what do you think about that? Do you think
Well,
you play these guys or you rest them
I
up to the
think,
final?
yeah, I mean, I think, in any other season where they don't have back-to-back games, it feels like sometimes, like all these games the way we've had this year, you probably would just play them every game because, a game a week that's nothing. These players should be able to do that. But in a case
Yeah.
where you are playing, on a Saturday, then play again on a Tuesday, for example, maybe it does make sense to rest one or two guys and not, especially when you already won the league title, you already won the
Mhm.
Prem. There's no point in getting a stupid injury before, like a De Bruyne. If he were to pick up an injury, he's a really important player. And yeah, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As far as momentum, though, that is a good point because City, after being hot for so long, definitely seemed to stumble a bit in the last, I don't know, month or so. Because didn't they just lose the other day also to,
Yeah.
um,
High scoring games
was it
and just
Newcastle? Or was it,
fuck.
fuck,
I'm drawing
yeah.
a blank here. Give me 1 second. We'll fact
Yeah,
check this
pull
for
that
you
shit
guys.
up. Because it was like a 3-2. I know Phil Foden scored.
Brighton.
Brighton, that's what it was. Yeah, losing to Brighton.
So
And
nearly sent off from Cancelo.
that's right.
Kind of hurt him,
10-man.
but yeah, these past 2 games they look shaky on the defensive side, giving up a lot of goals.
Yeah, but at that same time, though, I think that City has been, as a club, waiting for this Champions League final moment for so long now, and there's been so many resources, and
Oh
that's the
yeah,
whole basis of the project was to get a Champions League title. So I think they'll be ready to go. I don't think we need to worry too much about the recent form. Maybe consider it a little bit, but I think they'll be ready to go.
I agree.
You
I
agree?
agree with you. I think it's you got to rest those guys. You don't want to pick up an injury. The league's wrapped up. Just make sure practice is hard and the chemistry is going to be there. But on the Chelsea side, that's where I feel like there's a little gap there. Obviously, the City team is favored to win, and obviously, as we were talking about Timo Werner earlier, he hasn't really meshed in with the club. And if there's one way to become a club hero is to turn up on the Champions League final. So it's the spotlight. Hopefully he gets the start and he gets a chance to do it. But they got options. Chelsea, I'll be interested to see what they go with a lineup.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, yeah, let's break down the squads for sure. I guess we'll start with Chelsea then. I mean, like you said, Timo Werner
Do
has
it.
been finding opportunities all year long. He's been in the right spots. He's getting good chances. He's scored like 14 like offsides goals or something crazy like that. And he's been like offside more than any other player, I think, as well. Which I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily call it a really bad thing because it means that he's finding the right places. It's just a matter of timing.
Yeah.
He should be able to sort that out hopefully by next year. Maybe it's a nerves thing.
Could be.
But then also you saw, and we briefly talked about it, I think, in one of those group chats for like fantasy or whatever, that N'Golo Kante came off with a light knock in the most recent match.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's the glue. That's the glue.
It is the glue. Another shout out to Matt Murray.
Mart. Yeah, I mean that's one of those guys that Chelsea's gonna need to be there, and hopefully I didn't look too much into the injury, but hopefully it's nothing too serious. But we we gotta hope that they can put their best product out there. Not so much the the best players, I don't think, but the best group because they're gonna have to try to control that midfield and Conte is gonna be key for that one.
Yeah, I did do some light reading on that
Oh yeah,
Conte
nice.
situation. I guess he had strained his hamstring earlier in the year. That was kind of like the nagging injury this season. And
Okay.
it seemed to be more of a precaution that Tuchel took him off at like what the 47th minute or something.
Yeah, it was
Or
early. It was
halftime.
early.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it
he
was
was.
before half.
I think he probably was just like, you know what, we don't need him for this game. We've kind of got it in the bag, or we feel good about it, and that's why he took him off. So I hope to see little NG in the final because he's unreal, man.
For sure. And we saw Chelsea play Kepa on net
Yeah,
recently as well. So, and
that
I don't
won't be
think that worked
happening.
out. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out very well. So we're definitely gonna see Mendy in net. You gotta go. He's just been incredible ever
Yep.
since he started. And then most likely Christensen, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, who got a goal recently,
Yep.
right? And Aspilicueta with the tons of experience. Definitely
Yeah.
somebody you want to have in there. Hopefully,
Warrior.
Conte, Warrior, yeah, tucked in jersey squad,
For
yeah.
sure.
um, and then we have Conte, hopefully,
Yep.
Jorginho, who I don't know what to think of Jorginho. I mean, he
I hate
takes.
him.
I'm not
He's
sold on,
trash.
especially since he committed to the Italian team after being Brazilian. I don't know, on my shit list for sure.
For sure.
And then Chilwell, who's been great, who's been solid. Um, Havertz, Mount Werner. I mean, yeah,
I think
I
that's the
think
front
that's
three. Yeah.
that's got to be that's what he's been going with, and some super subs definitely if shit hits the fan. Pulisic could be the first American to maybe score Champions League final if it happens, right?
Wow. Yeah, that would be
What
sick.
what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it seems as though Tuchel's been having Pulisic kind of come off the bench more so than having him start in the important games. So yeah, and it also seems that he's been playing Havertz in more of like a number 9 role with Werner playing like a false 9. And then Mason Mount kind of pulling the strings in the midfield with like a back 5 so that they can really kind of dominate the center of the pitch and just cycle around that box. What's cool though, or well, I don't know if that's the right way to say put it, but what'll be interesting is that City likes doing that too. They like having the possession. But we have seen Chelsea be pretty good on the counter, and especially with Timo Werner. So that could be his moment where, you know, a Mason Mount through ball, dink one over the top. I think he has the pace to beat, for example, a John Stones and a Ruben Diaz. Kyle Walker's got some wheels on him at right back for City, but I don't know. I think that could be a big part of the counterattacking game plan there from Chelsea.
Yeah, and they're gonna rely talking about City defensively, trying to stop that. They're gonna rely on their big guardian key Fernandinho, right?
Yeah,
Who
legend.
he's like that guy who's there just like Aguero. Oh, I'm not gonna leave till we get the Champions League. So this is like it probably for him. Pep loves him. He's a Pep guy. We'll probably see him out there. He plays better in City than he has ever done for Brazil. So that's one that's like
That's right.
on my shit list, like beyond the shit list. So
Beyond the shit list. What
yeah.
is that? I'm trying to think of what.
I don't even
Just
know,
like,
dude.
Maybe that'll be too graphic for the web. We probably shouldn't even
Yeah, we might get
get
the
into that.
R rated on Spotify if we go there or whatever the rating is.
Yeah.
But we'll probably see him there. I'm curious to see if Pep goes with the De Bruyne kind of like Foden, Mahrez, or if he puts Gabriel Jesus in there. He's got some options. So I want to see Jesus play just because that's the boy.
Yep.
But most likely probably won't. We'll probably see a Mahrez, De Bruyne, Foden up front.
Yeah, no, I
think.
agree. It seems to have that's like what has kind of rejuvenated their season when he was kind of forced to move to that style where they stopped playing a real striker. That's when City started to pick up pace again and then really just take over the Prem. And it also ended up being kind of how they progressed through the Champions League as well. So I don't think Pep is famous for trying to like fuck around with his formation last minute to just get too creative for whatever reason.
Right.
But that has failed him in the past. So I think he'll probably stick with that for the final here. But I do kind of want to see, as much as I would love to see your boy Alomai Jesus out there, it would be kind of cool to see Aguero like wrap up his City career with some sort of involvement, you know?
Yeah, I would think he would get the sub. He would definitely get subbed in at some point. But yeah, it would be cool to see him start. I don't know. He hasn't. I mean, he's been hurt, and then he's gotten some playing time, and he's kind of botched that PK. You know, he definitely needs to redeem himself. This might be the place.
Yeah.
I followed him. I remember first seeing Aguero in the U20 World Cup. It was like one of those U27. He just was playing really well, and he's it's one of those guys that if he doesn't win it here, another one of those strikers like Ibra, that Ronaldo that couldn't get a good Champions League. You know, when with Chelsea, I just want to they really hopefully. I'm hoping for. I know City is the favorite here. But I'm gonna lean Chelsea. I think I like the project that Thomas Tuchel has done over there. Frank Lampard did say that Chelsea's not ready to win trophies. So they got that little chip on their shoulder.
Wow.
When your own legend says that before getting fired, that says something. So I'm leaning Chelsea here. How about you? What do you think?
Dude, that's bonkers, man. I was kind of going back and forth, and to be honest, I thought that you would have gone City just because I don't really know why. Um, but I think, the way I've seen City play without that striker, and I do have some reservations about. I know Rudiger has been kind of like lights out since he's been kind of reestablished in Chelsea's 11. But a guy like Christensen and even Thiago Silva, I mean, he's an older guy and he can get beat. I think here's what my bet is going to be. We're going to go to pens. They're going to go to penalties, and it's going to be a real dramatic. Aguero's going to come on. He's going to come on and because they'll probably get an extra sub in the extra time, right? Mm-hmm. And he'll come on for whoever, and he's going to score the winning penalty.
Wow.
On a Panenka that he fucked up just the other day in the league.
He'll go for it again.
He'll go for it again.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
And that was against Chelsea when he tried that too. Wow. Can you fucking imagine?
I don't. Jesus, that would be insane. Like that would just. Yeah. They would definitely get an Aguero statue if he did that.
Yeah, maybe not a Panenka pen, but I think he'll make his penalty to redeem himself, and I think City finally gets their Champions League and
on pens. Any goals? Like a no. Pens?
I think we'll get goals. We'll get a 1-1, and then we'll go to extra time. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, it would. I'm leaning Chelsea here. They're kind of like fucking up in the league a little bit. They could end up out of the top 4, right? There is a chance still that could happen. They lost the FA Cup final. Like this is it. This is all they got to play for. Like winning the Champions League. Their women's team went to the Champions League final and got destroyed by Barcelona's women's team. So,
4-0 within 30 minutes.
Yeah, so this is wouldn't you agree the season relies on this for Chelsea?
Yeah, I think so. And there's even been people that have said, if they miss out on the top 4, they lose the Champions League, they lost the FA Cup. Does Tuchel even does he get fired over the summer?
Oh, wow.
I mean, Chelsea, dude, they're ruthless like that. They've done shit like that in the past. It would definitely be shocking, but I wouldn't rule it out. But definitely a failure if they don't win this.
Total failure for sure. That's why I'm leaning them. I think they're gonna go all out, and they've been able to do it before against City. Hopefully they can imitate what they did in those other games, because that second game I think they were down, right, and they came back and they played well. I feel like they played well. So as long as they do that again, and remember that this is the one title that City is missing. You're gonna give it to them? I'm thinking like that.
Yeah, man. Awesome, dude. All right. Well, you got Chelsea. I got City. Maybe I don't know what the scene's gonna be like at the pub that day, as far as capacity and all that. It might, because I think I've watched the last 3-4 Champions League finals at Mesquite. You probably have been to a good amount of those as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to be an option this year.
Yeah, maybe they can set something up outside. I don't know. Or that's probably, I don't know. It's always packed out. So definitely get there early. You've been advised.
Yep, that's right. Angelito, City fans.
City fans.
Best of luck to you guys. I don't really have any legit Chelsea fans.
We used to have one in the league, Jimbo, but he left.
Oh, I never met Jimbo.
Oh, you weren't in there?
No,
I think that's the only Chelsea fan I know. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You were in Qatar recouping. But yeah, I don't know any Chelsea fan. No, I don't really know personally. No.
I can call out one or two from Mesquite, but I'm not about to put them on blast on this podcast right now.
They'll be there, you think? You think they're going to show up?
Yeah, I think there will be one that I can think of that will for sure be there.
It's going to be a City crowd, huh?
I guess. It might be empty, honestly. There might be 10 people in there. It'll be the lowest capacity Champions League final at Mesquite. That could be what happens.
Insane. Well, McNutt, you're saying 1-1, Pens, Man City. Yep. I'm saying Chelsea. I think Chelsea wins it 2-1.
2-1?
And and
Okay.
we will regroup. We got some cool content coming for you guys soon as
Yep.
well. We're not going to review too much, but stay tuned to the channel.
Yep.
Remember to like, subscribe, and we love this game. McNutt,
We fucking love this
Alvin,
game. It's been a
amazing
pleasure.
as always.
All right, y'all. Be easy.
Take care, y'all.